The wedding ceremony of Emikele Oseni Elamah and Bukunmi Odunitan took place on Saturday, the 25th of June 2022 at the Catholic Church of the Presentation, Ikeja GRA, Lagos. After the entry of the bride, the service began with the introductory rites and prayers by the Most Reverend Dr. Alfred Adewale Martins. This was followed by hymns and songs of praise. The first and second Bible readings for the service were read by Mrs. Udu Elizabeth. One of the visiting priests gave the gospel before the Most Reverend Dr. Alfred Adewale Martins delivered the sermon. In the sermon, the Most Reverend Dr. Alfred Adewale Martins thanked God for the couple who deemed it fit to exchange their vows in the presence of God instead of elsewhere, pointing that marriage is not simply a construct of the society, but a deliberate plan of God for complementarity and procreation. He urged the couple to follow God's directive because their success as a couple is dependent on it, as it takes three to make a successful home: God, the husband, and the wife.
Bukunmi and Emikele, you have begun well. You have begun well, and it shall be well with you. Amen. All the days of your lives, it shall be well with you. Amen. The Lord Almighty, the creator of heaven and earth, the creator of everything that there is in heaven, on earth, under the sea, and everywhere else, He is the same that is the author of the marriage that we celebrate today, and indeed of marriages. He is the one who started it all. When He gave our first parents, Adam and Eve, to each other. Marriage, dear friends, is not simply a construct of society. Rather, it is part of a deliberate plan by God, by which man and woman will provide companionship to each other. It's a construct of God Himself, by which they complement each other and complete whatever is lacking in each other. That is what marriage is all about and should be all about by the instruction of Him who started it all. Marriage is an institution deliberately planned by God, not only for companionship, but also that children can be brought into the world, that children can be taken care of in a conducive environment. By no special plan. The institution of marriage was designed for companionship and complementarity of the couples, but also for producing provision of a conducive home environment for children.
The clergy charged the groom to take his place as the priest of his home. The couple and their witnesses later stepped forward for the marriage rites.
I, Bukunmi, take you, Emikele, to be my lawful wife to have and to hold from this day forward, for better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health. I promise to love you, to honor you, and to cherish you all the days of my life. And I promise to be faithful to you, to death do us part.
I, Emikele, take you, Bukunmi, to be my lawfully wedded husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health. I promise to love you, to honor you, and to cherish you all the days of my life. And I promise to be faithful to you till death do us part.
Emikele, take this ring as a sign of my love and fidelity. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Bukunmi, take this ring as a sign of my love and fidelity. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
The liturgy of the Eucharist and the communion rites were supervised by the Most Reverend Dr. Alfred Adewale Martins. The marriage register was signed afterwards, followed by the couple's thanksgiving. The church service was brought to an end with prayers by the Most Reverend Dr. Alfred Adewale Martins before a group photo session followed. The reception party took place at the Marquee Hall of the All Seasons Plaza, 24 Latif Jakonde Road, Agidingbi, Ikeja, Lagos. Dignitaries who graced the occasion were former APC National Chairman, Comrade Adams Oshomole, Mr. Ebenezer Onyago, GM the Zenith Bank, Chief Osaroida, the Oba Zelu of Benin, represented the Oba of Benin, Oba Ewuare II, Prince Julius Adelusi Adeluyi, OFR, MNI, who was the chairman of the event, Chief Micah Zekume, SCN, Co-Marshal of the FRSC, Chief Boboye Oyeyemi, Mr. Babatunde Fowler, former chairman, Federal Inland Revenue Service. Dr. Bala Yusufu, President, Esaka Club 81, led members of the club who gathered to celebrate with the father of the bride, who is a ranking member. The chairman and CEO, Biscon Communications, Prince Dr. Bisi Olatilo, among many others. Family members of the couple were glamorously ushered into the hall, followed by the couple, who also danced in beautifully. The reception kicked off with an opening prayer by Reverend Father Andrew Obiyan. Chief Osaroida, the Obazelu of Benin, who represented the Oba of Benin, Oba Iwuare II, conducted the traditional breaking of kola nut ceremony. The chairman of the event, Prince Julius Adelusi Adeluyi, OFR MNI, gave the opening remarks, during which he admonished the couple to pray and persevere together.
Bukunmi, you're a lucky guy. You have thick background, and you should walk tall wherever you are. You remember your great grandfather who owned a large part of the battle. Streets and properties are named after him. It's a challenge to you to continue to maintain that standard. I have no doubt, therefore, that being the first child of your family here, that is to say the family of Akinde here, the money, that you will continue to make sure that you represent everyone in Canada.
The couple was invited to cut their cake.
Can I get an excellent E, a super S, a universal U, them a round of applause.
The bride and her father had their dance session together, followed by the groom and his mother, before the couple had their first dance together as husband and wife. A special presentation was made by the royal father of the day, the Oba of Benin, Oba Ewuare II, who was represented by Chief Osaroida, the Obazelo of Benin. Members of Igbobi Old Boys Association sang their school anthem to celebrate one of their own, the groom's father, Mr. Odunitan, who recently clocked 60 years. DJ C-Beat and the Soul Band entertained guests as the couple was called forward again for their second dance together. After that, the bride tossed her bouquet of flowers to her single friends, who competed seriously to catch it. Cousin of the bride, Tunjizi, serenaded the newlyweds with a song, and it was merriment all the way as the couple, their family members and guests, wined and dined till the very end. From Biscom Communications, it's happy married life to the couple.